There's a line that goes.
You can speak Spanish all you want to. We don't speak Spanish, so
What is that line that's gone across my camera there?
I don't know. We don't see it over here. It doesn't show on the screen.
It's going like from here up across. Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, so today, at some point in the show, we are going to explain to you the secret to online sales, and yeah, Marcus, because they hate you and you suck.
Sometimes, Mark, with Lego, it
No,
might be that you're only gated in one item instead of the
no,
whole
no, no,
category.
no. 3 days ago, they had a massive redo and re-qualifications.
Did they?
A bunch of there were like 10 or 12 brands that got a lot of regatings done in them.
Let me see what I got here. Lego.
It
I
wasn't
know
just Mark.
before though it was
So what if you got 500 Lego sets already in?
Then you currently have 500 stranded.
Yeah.
Well, that's just super.
Oh yeah, the Amazon don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, they don't care anything about that.
Looks like I'm regated again too. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me check mine. They didn't mess with the beer. So there were quite a few brands that would affect it.
It's not hard to get. It may also depend on how long ago, how many Lego items you've sold, how you got ungated in the first place. Like if you,
I was never gated on Lego, so
yeah, you were never gated. I was. I went through. What was that? Empire Discount or something. One of those.
8 HP. But the only thing you could really sell was is ink, I believe. You can't sell printers or anything.
Right.
I don't know if I got. I was already gated on HP. It sells just as well on eBay, so that one I don't really care about. So imagine that. Have a second platform. Okay, can that be secret number one? Have a different have multiple places to sell stuff. It's fascinating to me that people will tell you that a platform is dead. Right now the complaint is eBay. Oh, eBay's dead. Uh, what the time you spent bitching about it, you could have already started. You could already started and found somewhere else to sell items. Never limit yourself to one platform.
I was reading a forum post this morning, Facebook post. Some lady has been fighting with eBay for months to get some money back for a shipping label. How much time has she wasted fighting for this shipping label?
I didn't check. Check.
How much was that shipping label in the first place? $9? Months. Let it go.
I didn't check Squishmallows.
Oh, I'll have to check that one.
Oh my goodness.
You still ungated.
It says I can't sell them used. I have to either sell them in new or collectible. Yeah, it didn't. None. What is Jamble?
Yeah, I can still sell Squishmallows.
I have no idea. Never heard of Jamble.
Jamble. Never heard of it. Let's find out. Search. Oh. Copy.
And this, I don't even have an account on Poshmark. I couldn't tell you. When Poshmark started out as a mainly clothing site, and I buy my clothes at yard sales, I didn't really see the need to get a pot. I don't sell clothing, and I buy clothes at yard sales. So there you go.
Jamble is a fashion marketplace, fashion resale marketplace. So clothing, it sounds like.
I will buy a T-shirt every now and then. Like I was at Burton Short Shop in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I wore these T-shirts growing up, so I bought 2 of them when I was there. That's the extent of my fashion.
Oh, their website, Jamble's website, looks like something out of the. It's all flashy and stuff. It's kind of like the old days of the internet when you had flash and things.
Lutheran
I
rummage sale is my clothier of choice.
Do you ask the hags what they think about your go try it on to ask them what their opinion?
Yeah, they all kind of want to come in the changing room with me and stuff.
Yeah, that's that's why they have such a disdain for you. You refute their advances. See the things we figure out on the big show.
Man, it's pretty sad when you go to a rummage sale, and as old as I am, everybody in there is older than me,
So
except the customers.
so I don't know when I'm gonna tell you the secret of online sales on eBay and Amazon. I forgot to keep that because I have refreshed my eBay account and I've had a lot of really nice sales. Todd always sells good on eBay. Um, and I'll give you a hint. Neither one of us sells clothing.
Well,
Todd will sell some army things every now and then, but it's not like something he's going to pick up at a thrift store.
yeah, what's wrong with selling Beretta knives on eBay? They sell good.
I don't know what I think I have. I didn't ship anything yesterday, so how many do I have to ship today? I have quite a few.
have
Well,
0.
well, quite a few for me. Let's see what that number is. eBay, selling. I have 7. I have 7, which I never. I mean, folks. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Here's how to cure your eBay slowdown. Sell shit people won't. List and sell shit people won't. It's not that damn difficult. Don't go. You can sell where people have a lot of items and then use the. Oh, I'm not going to use promoted listings. When you're for the most part, you're not going to sell shit. Uh, Promoted listings are so entrenched. The thing I don't like about promoted listings is now every time I go to use a standard one, I haven't seen one below 9% in a couple of weeks. I'm like, eBay, your average, either everybody is using them and willing to spend 10%, 9 to 10% of their revenue to sell, or eBay is lying. So let's see the stuff that I've got to ship today. So first up, we have a Thunder shirt, $17 plus shipping. I paid $2 for that. I think I bought 10 of them. So
My wife does well with those. She was getting them out of the bins.
So the one thing I'll tell you is, so if you didn't, so Todd and Tom do a show 3-4 times a week, and Todd was showing yesterday all this stuff that he bought, all this stuff in multiple quantities, lawnmower belts. I mean, just lots of stuff. I can tell you one thing. Apple sales, that one lasted about 4 hours. That's an iPod.
Ooh, which one is that?
It's a 60 gig.
60 gig, yeah.
I think I paid, at most, I paid $5 for that at a yard sale. It's been laying around here forever. I finally got around to listening to it. Imagine that. Nobody showed up at my fucking garage and said, "Hey, Beard, you got an iPod I can buy from you?" That didn't happen. They didn't want to look at my they didn't want to look at my closet. They didn't need any t-shirts. I tell you that Apple sales. I picked that up at a yard sale for $5.
Oh man,
It was new. It was never used. It was still new. That's the first generation. Oh, but how did you know that? Because it tells you on the back of it what the model is. This ain't hard, folks. The hardest part
similar
is getting me to list it. What else?
Even used that keyboard used goes for like $40 at least.
Okay, so let's learn one of Beard's lessons for today. I bought this dog training kit. It looked really nice. It's got a little buzzer in the middle and a collar and something else and some other stuff. And I thought, man, for $10, I'm gonna send this to the auction. I'm gonna sell it for $30. Let's look it up. Holy shit. $10 at a yard sale. Folks, I bought this at 11 o'clock in the middle in a very popular neighborhood yard sale. Nobody had even bothered to look it up. It was just laying there. And I asked the lady, this is really $10? She said, oh, yeah, it's just been laying there. Nobody's been interested. How many resellers walk by a $230 sale on eBay because they didn't take the time to use the computer in their hand to look up an item they had no clue about? It's just and they'll be telling you, here's a great one right here. This we've already had laughs about why they did this. Have you ever seen a flashlight that is also a hand warmer?
No.
I've never seen a flashlight that is a hand warmer.
Look at the and the brand is Ozark Trail, which is Walmart.
Well, it's Walmart, and it was $5.
So,
I looked it up.
yeah.
There are currently none for sale on eBay. I listed it for $38.88 plus 8 shipping, the same place the last one sold for. I just picked, folks. There were none on eBay. I found it at a yard sale. I mean, this
Look
is
it all
not,
up and
this is
list
not
it if you're in doubt.
You know, but I went to the thrift store. I bought some shoes, and I thought, you know what? That looks like Kobe's name on the side of them. I should probably look these up on eBay before I spend them. This was an offer. That's where the bid was whenever somebody bought it for $99 plus shipping. $115. They didn't make it to the. I actually used an auction because I didn't know what they were going to go for. They went for $99 plus shipping. They go out today. And if you sell them at $100, you get free shipping. Imagine that. It's going to an authenticator. So I don't have to pay FedEx today. And here's another good one. I'm at a yard sale. I don't know anything about this. It's brand new in the box. It is an 80s Sanyo cassette player. I look it up by that number, FTC68. It don't show up. That's what it looks like. If all of you lived in the 80s, there's your 80s cassette player right there.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the ones that were very similar to it without auto reverse were selling for $70 and $80. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy this one for $10 and throw it up at $99. It lasted a day. No, Harlan, that's not a fleshlight. Are you the one that bought it?
You're going to be sad. You're going to be in trouble when you get that in the mail and it's not what you think it is.
We talk so much reselling and theory and all this stuff. It is not that. We make this way more difficult than it is. I mean, you'll be amazed what Todd's going to sell today. Is that your picture? That's going out today?
That's going out today. $45 for a $3 yard sale VCR.
Plus shipping, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, shipping on top. I listed.
When you're thinking, oh my God, it's a VCR, and
that's the stuff.
They're easy to ship.
I listed 35 watch bands yesterday in an hour and a half. That's the listings are $200 worth plus shipping.
My wife
took me an hour and a half to list $200 worth. Okay.
My wife got hundreds and hundreds of silicone watch bands. They were in 5-packs out of the bins, for Apple Watches. And she sold so many of those. Now she was getting like $6 or $8 a piece plus shipping.
The page picker, you're 100% correct. It used to be Sony, but any of the Walkman sell, any of the older cassettes, any of the CD players. Here's an example. I didn't list it yesterday, but it's getting listed today. This is a light up. It is a Creative Zen X52. I didn't know what it was. It was laying on the table at 11 o'clock for $5. I knew it was some kind of player, so I went over and looked at it. Turns out this is the last Creative Zen they made, and it's worth $70. So I gave the lady $5 for it. It gets listed today. I was just waiting for
like a iPod type thing.
Oh yeah, it is an iPod, and I will play it while I list it today, and I will be listening to Afro Man because I got high while I list this thing. Because yes, folks, get away from the clothing. Get in the things that you look up, everything that you have no idea for. I'm telling you right now that I have got kitchen new in the box kitchen stuff sells for ridiculous amounts of money. Why are you not picking? The DVDs at yard sales are $1. Buy you don't have to look them up. Just buy the new ones. I can guarantee you're going to have way more wins than losses. Buy the new ones. Or you can get I use Scout IQ. It is so important that I have it as an app by itself because this phone the barcode reader doesn't work worth a damn on the Amazon app. I just scan I just sit there with a barcode reader and scan every freaking. Harlan will tell you, there's not a yard sale that we go to that I don't go look at the new DVDs to see what's in there. This is not difficult. Get away from everybody starts at close. Congratulations for coming to reselling. If you're new to reselling to this channel, hopefully I didn't scare you off by now. I hope you're learning a welcome to the madness. But you got to get out of the close. Everybody progresses. That's that lesson you've got to learn in reselling is everybody progresses to something. Everybody. I started in clothes. I started selling clothes. I realized how much I hated it. Here. So I learned kitchen, and I'm like, wait a minute, kitchen and electronics are so close. Wait a minute, I love electronics. Why am I not selling this shit? And it's one of the easier categories to sell because it tells you the model number right on it. You look it up by model number, and how many people. It's not hard to test an MP3 player. I mean, we want to hear if I got high or not.
Sam says he wonders what extent scamming is on eBay. I hear all these stories. I have not had very many scams.
Okay, Sam.
Maybe one.
Okay. Hey, Sam. You might be commenter of the day. I appreciate you. Let me tell you something that I'm doing now to help with that.
In other words, the extent is very low, in my opinion. I actually had two, but
it's just the cost of doing business if you get one a year.
Part of it, sure. And I don't even get that. I mean, I've been selling for how many years? And I have two. Well, three if you count the one back in 1999. I don't usually count that one because that was the Wild West back in those
Lag
days.
was born.
That's right. You get, it depends on what you consider a scam too. The switching of items things, that's definitely a scam, and I've had it happen. And I've had empty envelopes sent back to me, but it's happened 2 times in my entire career, 3 maybe. And yes, I had to refund 50%. That's the way it goes because I accept free returns and stuff.
I've had more scams from the USPS not paying off a claim than eBay buyers.
All right, so let me get y'all a link here so y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all want a link. This is going to cost you $10, folks. Are you willing to pay $10?
It's not a career, huh? Okay.
It depends on what you consider, a career. Show her that it's if this is what you're really into.
Money. All right, so there you. So Mark, the one thing I'll tell you, Mark, is you got to have support of the people around you. Maybe this isn't the girlfriend for you. I'm just telling you. If that's so there's your $10. There's the answer. So what is this? I got a pack of a bunch of them here. So what is this? This is
secret agent pens.
So here we go. On the back of this thing here, I'm gonna write BP. Nobody sees it, right? All right. So I'm putting my store name on the back of everything, on everything. BP shows up. If you swap it out and my store initials are not on it, we got a problem. I mark everything now. I record myself marking everything. You know,
I
how do
don't
you
know.
know?
I don't know. Does that hold up in court though?
I don't know, but it's a starting place to tell somebody that I mark every item I come here. Here it is. This is the procedure. You sent me back the wrong shit. I
You know, I would actually put that in my description. I mark these items.
every electronic I sell, like this iPod here, this MP3 player, I will go to the about section. Come on.
Although I don't have, like I said, I don't have the problem with getting things
I don't have
returned that aren't.
it is so rare. And
But it's also good to protect yourself. If that protects you, then
correct.
it is. Yeah.
Well, if it's a $300 item, yeah, I'll make sure I get a picture of the serial number.
I always take a picture of serial number.
Yes.
Always, it's so I just put it somewhere near the every item has a model number. I just mark it somewhere near the model number where you don't want to get it where to get rub it off or anything. So I just put it somewhere where the unit's near the model number, same place every time. So
I think a lot of people who claim to get scammed a lot, and I'm nothing against anybody who's made any comments, but they're not taking the necessary precautions up front, like taking that picture of the serial number or things like that. Their descriptions may not be. The scammers know who to target.
These are like $1 at a yard sale.
They can look at your listing and know right away whether you're going to give them trouble on the back end or not.
All right, where's the volume? Volume.
They target new people too, people who don't have as much experience.
It's playing, but I don't know how to turn the volume on this thing. I always put in the description that they can get the manual online. Oh, there we go. It does work. These speakers suck, but they're good enough to test.
All right, hurry up. Copyright.
So, oh, it's got a speaker in itself. Damn it. Hey. Because he got high. But that's you can do so many things, but security stickers, I tried those for a while. I don't
Golden Finger Picker did those for a while.
You know, pens are a lot cheaper.
So it gives you a place to start, James. So if they don't protect you or consider it evidence, you've got to put, the one thing I've got concierge service, I can call them and tell them, listen, you're going to tell me it's my word against theirs. I can prove my part. The serials don't match. It's not marked. I mean, you got to lay out the evidence. So you still have to refund. I can keep half without any problems. Because they're going to I have free returns and I will keep half of the money. Most of the time, if I get half, I've made money anyway.
And a lot of this people who are willing to do that look for people who don't have free returns because they know that if there's an issue, they're only getting half that money.
And see, that's part of it, James. I am not the person who can scam me and get away with it. Understands eBay. They understand eBay and stuff better than you do, buddy, and better than I do. Yep. They know what they can do, but the more if you put a few things in there, I write down serial numbers, the items are marked, for your safety and mine. You can say it however. When somebody, a scammer sees that, they're looking for low hanging fruit. They're not looking for someone who is protecting themselves. And so you should resell computers, rolls of void stickers. I've got void stickers as well. That's the thing is just think about it. Why do you put a padlock on something? Are you keeping thieves out with a padlock? Or are you keeping the honest people out with a padlock?
You ever watch Lock Picking Lawyer on YouTube? You want to
If,
know how easy it is to get through a
you ever,
padlock? It's
if you ever bought a master lock after watching Lock Picking Lawyer, you're a fool. A,
right.
a master if you own a master lock and you think it is secure in anything, you should just go out and put a bread twist tie on it. You've got the same security.
Now, you're keeping, your low end, kids out of your shed or something.
Mm.
But any criminal knows how to get through a master lock or any other lock for that matter. A hammer does wonders for most of them. The sawzall will finish off the rest.
So if they return something that's broken, if they return something that's materially different, if I sell them a new item and they sell it and send it back used, they get half back. The hell with them. Yep.
And on occasion, eBay's had my back. I've had two. One was they sent me back basically an empty envelope. It had something in it, but it was just piece of cardboard. And eBay gave me all the money back for that one. The second one, I just said, okay, I don't want to deal with eBay today. I just did 50% because it was a low end thing. But it was basically the same thing. They sent me back that empty envelope.
So the one thing I would tell you, I have changed part of my business model here on eBay. I used to do, my opinion used to be, if everybody else is giving free shipping on an item, I'll give free shipping. I don't do free shipping anymore. The amount of returns has significantly gone up over the last 4 to 5 months. Returns are so much higher. Amazon is putting warnings on items saying this is a frequently returned item. Be sure when you order this. If Amazon has noticed there's a problem, I have noticed that I'm getting way more returns. If we want to talk about the big girls who don't know how big their 2X asses are, I'm getting a lot of the maiden form returns for a 2X. I'm like, how big is your booty? What the hell? you think this thing was going to shrink it up? But anyway, so I'm getting it, and so I decided on eBay to start charging for shipping. And everything, if it comes back for a reason that is not my fault, every now and then I do make a mistake. So here's a good example. I sold an Apple Pencil, never been used. It was new, like open box, because it was not sealed. It's coming back. The lady is bitching that it wouldn't stay connected to her iPad Pro. She's not getting her fucking shipping back because she's a dumbass. Generation 1 iPad pencils don't work on the current generation iPads. You have to have Gen 2 to go above a Generation 3 or higher. I know that. She's a moron. She didn't do her own research. Why should I have to pay? Why should I have to give her the shipping back? And this and the big butt. I've got 5 returns in the truck right now from the big girls and their asses. Mark,
another reason not to sell clothing right there.
The shipping credit is just a moving around of numbers. To change it to free shipping, you just have to go in and make a shipping template with free shipping, and then if
you're a pro seller, you got to make sure you're a pro seller, which I think Mark is.
Set that template as your default, and it shows up. Yeah, Azure Blue. I skipped 3 whole days last week. If you're serious about your big booty, they could skip a meal and then put on the 2X. They could even search and find the 3Xs I got on there. Yeah.
So is 2X, you get way more returns on the 2Xs than you do on the 3Xs, don't you?
I've only sold one 3X because there was no listing.
Oh, okay.
I had to make the listing. I finally sold one.
I was going to say, because some women know their size. Other women pretend to know their size.
Well, the problem is every manufacturer's every size is different. I'm messing kid about big girls. I understand.
Yeah, but you know what?
My
wife will go to 37 stores to find the one brand she wants. women. That's how a lot of women are that way. So they already know that
You know,
brand.
from brand to brand, their sizes are not the same. They want to do something to fix. Amazon wants to do something to change the world. Force these manufacturers to all make a 2X the same as a 2X. I do page picker. If it filters by free shipping, my listing is not seen. That's correct. It is not seen. I just don't care.
Did you see the new legislation they're trying to put through? And it's a bipartisan legislation, but it's for expiration dates. They want to standardize that, which is a good idea, I think.
So, DuPage Picker, let me ask you this, buddy. I buy and sell eBay and Amazon all the time. On eBay specifically, I have been on eBay since 2000. Not one time ever have I selected the sort this out by free shipping. Because if you are smart enough to understand there is no such thing as free shipping, we all pay for shipping. And it's just a matter of I can get a $9.99 item or I can get it for $5.99 with $4 shipping, and they're both $9.99. What difference does it make whether the shipping was free or not? It is a psychological ploy. I've never clicked that button. I can't imagine how many people are dumb enough to go, well, I only want it if it's free shipping because that's going to make it cheaper because the post office has put them in a special category and doesn't make them pay for the shipping, so I shouldn't have to pay for it either. Is that guy out there somewhere?
Unfortunately.
I don't know.
I'm amazed every time. Go to the post office one day. Watch some old guy bring in a giant package and think he's going to ship that for $5, and then see his reaction when they tell him it's 30 or 40 or $50 to ship. It's hilarious.
So I have 4 or 5 shipping ones now. Anything's first class, I use $4.95. There'll be enough under 3, under 4, and over 4. I use $7.95 for those in between items that I think are going to come. It's a 1 pounder or 2 pounder, and then I have a $12.95 that for stuff that's a little heavier and then I have calculator. Those are the ones I use. So if you look at my store, it's Bearded Picker on eBay. You'll see some free shipping. I haven't gone through and changed it all out yet, but anything listed moving forward is not free. So Tom Higgins, I do that all the time. Sort by price, price plus shipping. If it's plus a 0, you're going to show up in the same. The $9.99 and the $5.99 plus $4 are going to show up at the same spot because they're both $9.99. The one thing I will tell you is I might not change the big girl stuff. The 2X ones, I've still got 100,000 of these things because you can make more money with free shipping. Everybody understands that you can make more money with free shipping, right? Okay, so say big girl knows Maidenform 2X and that's her thing, and it really benefits her the way she looks in clothes, and she likes that. So she wants to buy 5 of them. If I have 5 of them at $5 and plus shipping, the first email I'm gonna get is, if I buy 5, can you combine shipping? Or I'm gonna have to change it in there and change my shipping so that under the shipping policy with multiples, it adds like $1 or $2. You can do these things with shipping policies. And so I'm going to get less and less money. So if I had them $9.99 free shipping and they bought 5, I'm going to get $50, $49.95. But if I have them at $5 plus $4.99 shipping, chances are I'm not, either the customer is going to bitch about the shipping or I'm not going to get the full shipping. Not one time in my reselling career has somebody said, can you do something about the free shipping? It just costs too damn much. Not once. Even if they bought 100 of them.
Or if they ever asked to pay for the shipping when you have free, no. Never. If you have multiples of something, it makes way more sense to combine the shipping on that up front than it does to do it with shipping individually on them all. And you can do that in a business policy.
Mad Snapper, you've got to get ungated in Hot Wheels. You need to find an approved wholesaler or vendor that sells Hot Wheels that you can buy 10 Hot Wheels and send that invoice in. The invoice needs to be Just when you thought the day couldn't get any worse. And you get ungated Hot Wheels, and you can sell whatever you want to. Easiest thing to do is find an online seller, online retailer. Because they don't send receipts, they send invoices.
What?
And
there's a picture of Maddie's little doohickey on Find a Grave. What?
Oh Lord!
Oh, this
I'm not sure. I want to know any of that.
Did you tell Roberta you were live yet?
Yeah, I was trying to clip off cameras and mics and other websites, and
We definitely don't want to see your doohickey for sure.
yeah.
If somebody's looking for Hot Wheels, Empire Discount is a source that I've used quite a few times. There's a minimum order quantity, and I think a minimum ship. That's a good place to get it.
Wasn't a doohickey a model of Hot Wheels?
He's using those really fancy words this morning.
So, folks, Azure Blue, the one thing if you read his, is talking about a scratch and one a disc cut. You can put videos in if you want something that works. You can put videos in your listing. You could. Was it 24 pictures now?
Mm.
Why would you ever sell something with one picture unless you're a drop shipper? Take plenty of pictures. If it's got a flaw, take a picture of the flaw. Take a picture of every side. Because that is your best thing. Is if you can tell eBay to go look at the listing, they said there was a scratch on it. There's not a scratch on it. Look at every freaking picture.
Yeah, Northco, eBay said they were going to fix that. What, a year ago?
North Georgia Picker, damned if I know, buddy. They have been saying for the last 2 years that they have fixed it, and they make me do it. If I send an offer, I have to agree that I'm going to pay on whichever card. They force me, which is I have an extremely old account, and if I make an offer, they force me to agree that I'm going to pay for it. But you know how many people have paid immediate pay on mine? Not a motherfucking one.
Yeah, I don't think I think I might have had it once. That's it. It's not fully rolled out. Although I don't understand why it's not fully rolled out, because they've been, like you said, they've been talking about it forever, and they started the beta a long time ago.
It's been 2 years.
Because people won't buy it. People won't go ahead and pull the trigger on it because otherwise they'll be thinking, well, I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday when they get paid. But they're going ahead and tying the item down. Because I changed the price on an item and told the guy I was changing the price on it to go to what he wanted to go buy it. Well, somebody got to it before him, and it sold, and then he fussed because somebody else.
If it's that big of a problem for you, the one thing you can do is remember, if you're going to accept an offer, and if it's a $10 offer, counter offer for $10 back to them, and then they have to, and that way they have to pay immediately. And that's the old trick you can do. That's the one thing that I can tell you, that if you're having a lot of those problems, always counter offer with the same amount, and then that will force the immediate payment.
I just wait on the thing to time out, and then I relist it, cancel and relist. But
like the
my
dog
pain tolerance.
The dog collar, I accepted that offer yesterday morning as soon as I woke up. When did dogs wake up? 5:30. They paid for it last night at 8:00. So
I've never had that big of an issue with non-payers, and on the occasions when it does happen, yeah.
So the problems
I
are
just
still
wait.
with Amazon. So y'all like this. I got a message from an Amazon customer day before yesterday, a couple days ago, saying that I sent them I sold a used Wi-Fi extender. Those things are easy to reset. They've got a little circle on them. You just stick a pin in them, reset them back, and it had it. And so I made the listing. The guy says, not only did you send me a used one, it doesn't even have the manual in it. How am I supposed to know what this and that? I've got a friend helping me. If it doesn't work, I will be sending this back for a refund. My response was, sir, please check the invoice. I sent you an invoice in the box, and you can look at it in your Amazon account. This was listed as a used item in very good condition. It was listed in its original box, missing the manual. I told you exactly what you were getting. You just weren't bright enough to listen, to read the listing. I didn't hear from him again.
Usually when you if you do it professionally enough and you point out it's their mistake, you'll never hear from it again. Almost always. You'll get these assholes that continue
Somebody
with it.
said
But
Hot Wheels were gated. Is he talking about Amazon?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering. I thought to myself, when did eBay start gating stuff?
Like I understand that the used buy box confuses consumers because you know what? When they went through school and if they're younger than if they're not as old as Tom and they're younger, it was more important for them to know what gender their teacher was instead of how to fucking read. And to understand how to add and to comprehension of reading and that kind of stuff. You know, it's ridiculous. Your wonderful governor, Tom, declared a state of emergency yesterday because parents are going to be allowed to use vouchers to choose to get their kids out of these terrible schools and use the money. And he thinks that's an emergency because he thinks the kids should be stuck in these failing schools with these damn teachers unions.
It's tax dollars. That's all they're after is the tax dollars.
Well, that's just it. Just think, the money the vouchers are for does not nowhere cover the cost of kids in school.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually going to be coming out better because they're, the excess money that they would be spending on that child is not going to be spent on them because they're going to be putting their kid in private school or whatever. So,
hey, putting
you gotta love our state.
That's funny. If you on the slide insult someone,
yeah, that makes them go away too.
That's awesome. Right
well,
there.
you always you can be very professional about it and still insult them. That's what I'm talking about. Is to make them go away.
That's the key to reselling. Is can you keep your cool and think through the way of how can I respond and be low, underhanded, condescending where they don't have any idea and they go away. That's an art form, right?
Make them feel stupid, and you're doing it because that's business. You're not doing it for a personal reason, but make them feel a little dumb about asking you that question in a professional, kind, nice manner. It works almost every time.
But there's a lot that we talk about. Generally, we talk about the problems. For the most part, there are really nice customers on eBay and Amazon, and they are just looking to get what they need. And I generally don't have issues. For most, we meet a lot of nice people. They'll nice messages. It's important that you understand that maintain positivity, maintain just because you got an asshole today, when somebody has a question tomorrow, you can't treat them the same. They've got to get. You want to continue selling stuff. It'll affect the way you do everything. And so let these things go. Start yourself a YouTube show where you can rant and rave about the idiots, and then you don't think twice about it.
But how many times do you really get a situation that isn't, just a bad situation? I had a lady email me one day just bitching because I sent her the wrong thing. And I checked checked what I sold her, and I sent her what I was supposed to send her. And I said, I think you've got me mixed up with someone else because I didn't sell you that widget. I sold you this widget. And then all of a sudden she emailed me back saying, oh my God, I sent it to the wrong person.
I get that.
She was really apologetic about it and whatnot. And, just out of the blue, like a couple of days later, she sent me another message saying, I got it all taken care of. Thank you.
So I had one, of these things. I've got two different styles, and I sent the lady the wrong one. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Let me send you one out. I sent the wrong one out again. she's like,
Todd,
I got the same one again. And I'm like, man.
That sounds
Todd,
like stuff
Scott
I would
needs to
do.
lay off the daggum old men jokes because
I'm like,
apparently
it's
he's having
coming, it's
worse
coming
than
again.
you.
Third time's the charm. It's coming again. She's like, what do I do with these other ones? I'm like, they're yours to keep. I am so sorry. And I got it right the third time. But sometimes you need grace. You know, we're not perfect. You know, sometimes you're the fault twice.
Yeah. I had to cancel an order yesterday. I couldn't find it. Damn.
Yep.
I know I've still got it.
I had to do that on Amazon a couple weeks ago. I just sold a DVD, and gosh darn it, I couldn't find it.
It
So
wasn't in
I waited the
location,
amount of
I bet.
time. Yep, I waited the amount of time to send it, and I canceled it, and the next day I found it. Right where it was supposed to be, and I don't know how I missed it. And I went through all my stuff several times. Sucks when that happens.
I looked for that TV remote yesterday for an hour.
Yeah.
I laid a piece of paper over top of it, couldn't see it, and couldn't tell if under the piece of paper there was anything under it.
If you label your boxes box,
Oh yeah.
you'll not have that trouble.
My
I
eBay-
label all my stuff, but
the eBay's listed, but Amazon I don't have. I just have Amazon in a box.
But you know,
Well,
you
I
go
have-
back to what you were talking about a while ago about getting, quit selling only clothes or whatnot. You know, Dusty list and sold some of the craziest crap. I
The
mean,
paper- the
some
paper
off the wall
is
stuff. It'll sell. He'll say it'll sell, and damn if it doesn't sell, who would think about buying some of the stuff that he sold? That one person out there looks for it, and it sells.
you know, I think everybody should sell clothes at the beginning. I think every person should do it. It's a great education.
I loathe listing clothes.
And if you enjoy selling clothes, I don't think you should do it on eBay. I think Poshmark or a place like that is much better choice for you.
And I loathe even putting them on. We should just walk around with banana hammocks and just be done.
Oh, nasty.
Thanks.
Roberta's throwing up in the floor over there,
Oh.
Scott.
Oh hell no!
If I didn't have to worry about my butt cheeks sticking to the leather seat, it might be.
Thank God for cameras that you can turn off.
Scott, the Walmart shopper.
It's just amazing that we're continuing to see this. You know, if you go and look at all these other resellers that make content, most of them have are very, try to give you their experience, try to tell you what it. But the one thing they do is they blame everything on the eBay slowdown. They spend all this time trying to figure out what has eBay done wrong, and never look in the mirror and go, maybe some of the stupid shit I'm selling just probably isn't popular right now. You know,
Harlan says you can put inventory locations and SKU field on eBay, and I think a lot of us do that. I know I do. And he says he doesn't think Amazon has it. Yeah, you can make a custom SKU on Amazon.
yeah, you can use
And
it.
you could put the location there if that's what you want. My wife puts the price of the product, but it's whatever.
Yeah, because the customer never sees the MSKU.
No, they don't see that SKU. So you can do it. Now, I don't think it shows up. Yeah, it does show up when you have a sale. It shows you your SKU. So, yeah, you can do it there too.
So it's I'm trying to see if it shows up on his phone where it is.
Sam says that it's interesting as some, if not most, customers don't know that they're buying a product from a third party on Amazon.
You see that right
Before I
there
started-
on the details. It shows a SKU and an ASIN. The ASIN is Amazon's number. The SKU is your number. You can make that
and
SKU
you can
say
make it.
anything. You can make that SKU say anything, and it shows up on your phone. It shows up, but it doesn't. I don't think it shows up on an invoice. Does it show up on an invoice?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Look at one there. I've
you
got.
could put it's on shelf S. Damn it.
You could put that if you wanted to. It doesn't matter because the
Man,
customer, I don't think ever sees that.
Mm.
I'm checking right now. I've got some I got to ship out.
I do know that just like Junk Trader, my wife does it the same way. Cost of goods, the date bought, all that stuff goes right. And she has a little code the way she does it. So it's not like writing this out in a big long sentence. But that's how she does her SKUs.
I might have
And
21.
location.
I might have 21 to ship today.
I do not. I have 0.
So if you print out one, the SKU does show up. So
Just be careful what you put in there then.
yeah, so that's why I don't put price on the SKU. It does show up on the packing slip. The one thing I put in there is if I'm using Exceller list, I have it, they will generate a custom SKU, and if it's an FBA order, the first part of the SKU is FBA, and if it's a merchant fulfilled, it's FBM. So that's the start, and then it's a date if there's an expiration date and a location.
You can put price in there as long as you code it out. So you know what it means, but the customer does not.
Correct.
And that would be only for bookkeeping purposes. And if you're using something like Inventory Labs or a product of that nature, you probably don't need that. But for Amazon anyway. But for eBay, it might come in handy.
I mean, for real, are we expecting these customers to read an invoice that you throw in a box with them when they didn't read the fucking listing to begin with? They're just ordering by the first picture.
I have never once read an invoice unless it was for ungating purposes. That's the only time I've ever looked at my invoices that I've ever gotten.
Are we sure they can even read? They just pointed to the picture, and they probably saw somebody in it, and they were wondering if they were really a guy or a girl. That's probably what they were thinking.
You know, I don't want to jinx anybody, but Joni needs to go ahead and start looking for her a good divorce attorney, because if Scott is this grumpy and he's just a middle-aged man, when he gets to be as old as Todd, she will not be able to live with him, or she will bury him in the backyard.
Yeah, right. I'm a treasure, damn it.
A treasure.
You know where treasures are usually found? Buried in the backyard.
Buried in the backyard. That's right.
Yep.
I'm a delight. Leave me alone.
Delight.
I'm my own entertainment.
Well, I got a question for you. I was watching a YouTube video where they were going through a storage locker yesterday, and at the end of it, it appears that this was not just a storage locker. It was like where the facility had like thrown all their leftover stuff from different ones into one.
Yeah, manager special.
And there was the reason the guy bought it was because of all of these collectible boxes.
They were all empty, I bet.
They were all empty.
We didn't even watch the video, and we know where this is going.
Would you sell the boxes from the video look like all the cellophane was intact and everything. Would you sell the boxes?
If there's a
If
market
they had
for it,
value.
I'll definitely do the research on it, because iPhone boxes and stuff people sell all the time. A lot of electronics boxes people sell. So yes, I would definitely. If there's a market, like if it's say it's a a lot of guys collect the die-cast, the bigger cars and stuff. If it doesn't have a serial number with it, so if they can get a chance to get a much nicer one than they have to increase the value of their, if it's that, there is some value in collectible boxes if they're in really nice condition, because people will upgrade or they have found it and are looking for a box. So yeah, I would definitely check. There could be some value.
It was stuff like some Funko Pops, but a lot of it was like anime characters, Naruto characters, that kind of stuff. And I know from being involved in the Star Trek world that a lot of people will buy those just so they've got the character,
display it, yeah.
And so they'll put it in put it back in the box, or put it in a box. So
I sold an iPhone 1 box. The original iPhone box I sold about a year ago for $125. So boxes can have, I mean, some boxes, certain boxes have good value.
Mike, do you really want me to show you how kids are supposed to know their gender without a teacher pointing it out? It's real easy. All you got to do is this.
Oh,
I guess I'm that. I guess I'm that. It's pretty fucking easy.
but what if, no, we won't go there.
I'm going to get. We have a TV. My son upgraded his TV. We've got a TV that it's internet connectable. I'm going to have to get it set up so Roberta can. She don't have to well, she can listen to it through here, but so she can see the shit that Scott does. Because all she hears him, she don't get to see him. But because I've sold Pandora boxes. I got some from somebody somewhere, and they didn't stay on the market long at all.
Tom said he sold a vintage beer box from a local brewery. Yeah, some of those
old cereal boxes, boxes can sell.
And
depends
before
on
anybody
what it
gets
is.
any craziness, I don't care if you identify as a giraffe, a squirrel, a rabbit,
whatever. Do your thing.
You're don't force me to believe in your craziness. You got a 50-50 chance, man or a woman. That's it. But in your own mind, if you want to walk around with bunny ears on and hop around, like what's the one that we saw that I think Harlan was they act like they were cats. There was these kids in high school that all identified as cats. If you want to be a fucking cat, be a cat. But you are still an adult female or an adult male or a human male, human female. You can be, but if you want to call yourself a squirrel, a rabbit, a gerbil, whatever.
Tom's using his special powers down there, and he's frozen the screen, and he identifies as a Vulcan.
Yeah, I'm down to 201. I did. Have I talked about the fast? Okay, last week after the show, I decided, it was Tuesday. I did 72 hours. It was not bad, folks. It's really your body, especially if you go from keto to fasting. I'm already not eating a lot anyway, so didn't really struggle with hunger. I'm drinking Element drinks this morning. Whatever y'all did to talk, Roberta just said she'd had enough. Goodbye. And so that's what I'm drinking now to keep the electrolytes up. I think we talked about it last week. One of the things to get yourself motivated and do things is, just find a 5-minute task. You'll be amazed. You'll finish the task and you'll keep working. Listing on eBay is especially like that. The hardest listing to make on eBay is the first one, because then you'll end up making 10 or 12. And so I treated it the same way. I drank some. If I had a hunger, so first day, it was on time. I eat around 11 o'clock every day, and then 6 o'clock, 5 and 6. So I thought about it at 11 o'clock. I got something to drink and kept working. Never thought about it again because wasn't hungry. Same thing happened in the evening. Maybe the worst part was Joni. Is she still asleep? So Joni was going out Friday night with her girlfriends, the ladies that she volunteers with. One of them has a lake house. I don't know, about 45 minutes that way, and towards Scottsboro, Alabama. And she was in charge of desserts. My wife can cook desserts like nobody's business, and so she was making a red velvet cake. And I don't really care for red velvet cakes, but the smell of the house, I'm like, I'll be outside if you need me because this is ridiculous. But other than that, the worst day is day 3. It's all psychological, folks. The anticipation of eating again, knowing that I was going to eat bacon Friday night, was pretty strong. So, I thought, you think about it a lot, but I lost 6 pounds on it. I'm right at 201, so I should be going. Hopefully, be under 200 pounds in the next few days. No vodka in the cup. I don't like vodka. I don't like vodka.
I've cut out all the carbs, 90% of them anyway, and I'm still having that problem that I'm hungry. I'm still getting those hunger pains, and I don't know how to get over that part of it. I'm not cheating. I can't. I'm always hungry now.
but it's and so is anybody paying attention to the news? You know, Budweiser and Bud Light really screwed up, and they've had their worst week last week. You know, people, Bud Light is in very dangerous territory of becoming one of those where people never drink it again because of what it symbolizes, just from the advertising they sponsor. Target has said, "Hold my beer, folks." There is a massive uprising against Target right now. In case you don't know, Target decided to make a lot of their store gay, and the designer that they chose is an adult female who identifies as a guy, and is a avowed worshiper of Satan. And they've called an emergency meeting with a lot of their heads yesterday and said, we have strayed off into Bud Light territory. They are supposedly, before the weekend, moving all that stuff from the front of the store to the back in its own section, and so it's out of view of the general public because the public is mad.
Which is fine.
You
know, the thing is, they're more than welcome to make that line of products. It's just when they force it.
When they force it on children, the mistake they made is they put it in the children's section and force it on children. You know, there's nothing angrier in this world than Mama Bear. You start messing with Mama Bear's children, and this is common sense, folks. You don't make these kind of mistakes. If they wanted to have a section like that, have a section like that. Nobody would be mad if there's a nice little section. If somebody wanted to go into it, you know, it's like the sporting section. You don't put the sporting section in the front of the store because not everybody gives a crap about sports. So you put it and you still carry sports. You know, nobody cares about that. But when you force it down folks' throat and it's all over social media, you know, they're the next one to make a huge mistake. But selling online, we don't have a lot of these things as long as the platforms don't screw up. You know, things you should be thankful for. You can sell all those items online. You know, if somebody wanted a shirt that had a rainbow on it, you can find one on eBay or Amazon in about 5 seconds. No problem. You know, that should be out there. If somebody wants that shirt, they want to wear that shirt, hey, more power to you. Enjoy the rainbow shirt. Enjoy whatever shirt you want. If you want to profess your love for Satan on the shirt, by all means, you know, if that's your thing and that's what you think. But when you force it on kids, yes, Mike. You're almost 200 pounds. Well, I'm only 201, so you got a pound to struggle with there. Tom just lost power. We told you to pay the power bill. What the hell? But you know, that's the beauty of online is you can sell whatever you want to, and for the most part, you know, that's the beauty of an online marketplace is you see what you're looking for, and so understand that your strength in this thing is putting things available for sale that people want, making good listings on eBay. If you want to sell an item, go look up some of the statistics on eBay and what they tell you about the success rate of items that have 4 pictures or more. You want to learn how to sell stuff? I don't care what it is. More pictures sells. People are very visual. The statistics of an item that has 4 pictures or more on eBay is insane.
There's times you can use less if you're selling new DVDs and things like that, front back. You're probably okay.
I do on a new sale DVD. I do front back. But if
if you're selling anything else like that, for example, you're going to want to get all sides because collectors want that stuff.
They also want to see the battery department. Open the battery department up. They want to see the model. I want to take a picture of the serial number. I want a picture, and then any accessories. I'll take a picture of the accessories separate so they can. The nice thing about being online is people like to zoom in. And so if you take a separate picture of items, it gives them more capability to look and see if they can find a flaw. You know, if there's a flaw, I'll take a picture of the flaw. The page picker, it is a nervous time to be a CEO because they are pushing that craziness. The woke the woke credit score or whatever that political group came up with. They're trying to. It's
You know what I think about Anheuser-Busch is eventually they're not going to go out of business over this. However, they might have to change their name for people. There's things that are going to have to happen before they get their market share back.
They announced yesterday they were starting to buy back expired beer because now beer was running past their expiration date.
Yeah.
Do I use a camera or a flatbed scanner to do DVD, CDs? Just
Camera.
That S21 Ultra over there. That used to be that's my old phone. I do all my pictures with the S21 Ultra.
Mine are all done with my iPhone.
I don't want to use the iPhone because I don't want to clog up the pictures on this one.
When you have to do the scanner, it takes, it might not take that long with a flat item, but yeah, click, that's it, you're done. And so with an iPhone, it all goes to iCloud, so it immediately goes to my computer. I don't have to upload or anything like that because I have the Mac.
And that's it. So anything else I use the iPhone for because I want to be able to airdrop. So if I'm taking videos or stuff, I use the iPhone. But
I pay the 99 cents for storage, so I get 500 gigabytes or some crap like that.
You get 50 gigabytes for 99 cents.
Whatever it is, and that's plenty enough for me to take in my eBay pictures and send them over. I don't even have to do the airdrop. There's going to be an important announcement Friday. Don't miss this. If you ever wanted to do eBay Open, there's a good shot that they're going to bring it back this year. They have a virtual something happening Friday, and they're teasing a big announcement of redoing the eBay Open. So that news should come out sometime Friday. I went to the last one. I think it was 2018. Was it 18 or 19? I don't know which one it was. I think it was 19. It was definitely before the pandemic, but I can't remember.
Maybe it was 19. Yeah, it had to be 19 because Joni's can't. It was the summer after her cancer. She found out in October of 18, so it had to be 19. Met a lot of just outstandingly cool people from all walks of life and all different sellers. That was a lot of fun. So in Vegas. So if they do that again, I'm sure we'll go again.
I will not be attending yet.
It doesn't. Yeah. So Crunch S22 back on it. It doesn't matter what. So I was using. I have a S10 Ultra, S10 Plus or whatever it is. I was using that for a while, but once I retired the S21, I listed I actually have the 10 for sale. Listed on eBay, but last one was in 2003. Yeah, we had a good time there. I was when I spent 2.5 weeks in Vegas that summer. Yeah, that'd give me another reason to drive to Vegas this year. Woohoo! Because it was so much fun the last 3 times. So I saw what I needed. So I was watching that TikTok last night when I was laid in bed trying to go to sleep. That's not a great idea. They make a tent that attaches to the back of your vehicle. And this guy, it was pouring down rain, and he had attached this. He was in an SUV, and so he had his bed in the SUV, but the tent is kind of big enough where he put out a cot with a back on it, so it was like a couch, and he cooked his dinner and all this stuff. That was actually pretty cool. So maybe that's what I need to add to the van. Break out a tent wherever I'm at, because once you get out west, you can stay on BLM land, and they don't care up to 2 weeks at a time, 3 weeks at a time, something.
Black Lives Matter land?
Yes.
I'm sure that's what that is. Bureau of Land matters.
Bureau of Land Management land.
Yes, I know what it is.
So that would be pretty interesting. So
Just for our viewers' sake, they are two different kinds of lands. You want to make sure you're on the right one.
BLM land
Whichever one you choose.
BLM land is mansions that they use corporate extortion money for to buy themselves nice mansions. That's BLM land.
There's a reason we don't hear much about BLM anymore. I think everybody's figured it out pretty much. I mean, you still hear about it, but not very much.
It was the fleecing of America. Come on. So what questions anybody have? Did we solve your issues and now you guys are going to be the world's best? We've created competition that is so great that I'm not going to sell anything the rest of the day. So a lot of these same things work on Amazon. So if you're selling used items on Amazon, include pictures for it, and especially serial numbers. If I'm not going to include a picture on a used item for you're allowed to put a description. I will type the serial number in the description. So whatever way it works for you, just a way to record it. But used items on Amazon sell amazingly well. You would be shocked how good they sell. Yeah, I'd be closer to doing that. I've got tarps that I would be, because I can't imagine where the back of the truck tent is going to be very cheap. Truck tent. All right, so this one is for that first show, the ones that are just in the bed. Yeah, I don't need that. I need the one on the back.
Next costume.
Yeah, no, these are cheap.
I'm thinking Harlan Borat, that costume.
Ooh, no.
Just, I mean, I'm not going to be there, so I don't have to worry about it.
So we definitely did volunteer, Harlan. So Harlan, if we do go to eBay Open, that was the unfortunate admission that when I met hotel security last time, you met the porcelain god. So we need a volunteer who's gonna take their turn and just get blasted. I'm just gonna be high, so it ain't gonna matter to me. So Shay K, I sell electronics, and so I sell a lot of used electronics. It can be anything. So I'll show you what I listed yesterday on.
Hanger on, that's good.
It's a nice sale.
I listed this used on Amazon as collectible yesterday. I think I listed it for $69. It sells on eBay for about $45. The big thing is this guy. For the record,
I just want that to play with.
For the record, Franklin hates this because I chase him around the house with it. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. You can't sell used clothes. There are certain categories there is no use for. But other than that, it's mainly electronics. Those. Trying to think, what else have I used lately? Oh, I've got a BB gun over there I use. You want to see the cool ass BB gun?
I guess we have no choice. The very first sale I had on Amazon was a CO2 pistol. I got them. Where did I get them? They were an RA item from Walmart. A Walmart RA item.
Look at this joker. It looks like an AR.
You
It's got an
better
adjustable.
put the orange tip in that thing.
It's a BB gun.
Yeah, I don't care. Some kid gonna get killed with that thing.
Oh, since you don't make the pictures, there's no requirement for an orange tip.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
This one runs on CO2, so I don't have a CO2 cartridge in it. But yeah,
legally, can you sell it? Can you sell it without the orange tip though? If you're not,
yeah, it
Not
doesn't come
sure.
with an orange tip. eBay and Amazon have different rules.
I'd still probably think about it.
Yeah, and so this morning I'll be listing. I should grab them too. Used CDs I'll be listing this morning. So I picked up these guys. These are Olive Slayer CDs.
Slayer.
Yeah, these are they're worth from $17 to $25 a piece. And I also picked up all of Danzig's from a lady. These are same thing, about the same price.
You know what I'd like to find, Scott? Some old Striper CDs. That would be cool. Remember Striper, don't you? You went to church. You'd remember.
Oh yeah, I remember Striper. They're still around.
Are they? Jeez. They still wear them costumes? That's crazy.
Yeah, but
back in the day.
But if you can, all the categories are wide open. So don't limit yourself. I really check the price on eBay and Amazon. You'd be amazed. I mean, here's another good one. The Elvis collection. It's used. It's used because you can see the dent in it. I don't know if you can see the
eBay.
dent in it.
eBay new, Amazon used. Used like new.
Amazon used is still $47, which is more than eBay new.
Now, some things are opposite, like this book here. It's microeconomics. It actually does well on Amazon, but like I wanted to sell it to the buyback companies, and none of them are buying it. But on eBay, this thing goes for really decent money, and it sells quite often. Amazon, it's got a really super high rank. I don't understand the difference, but so that one's going on eBay, of course.
But you'll be amazed. Start listening to. Is anything I got today? Was it used? Let me look.
I have to check Amazon again. I haven't checked in a couple weeks since I got it.
Out of my 21 orders, is anything? Nope. Rugrat. Nope. Nope. Sony transportable speakers. What the hell is that?
Oh, you know what? The rank might be high because there aren't none for sale. Interesting.
So I have a digital voice recorder going out today. That was used $30.
Oh yeah, there are.
I have a book going out $11. It was used. Books sell very well used. So if you wanna learn anything at all about selling books, here's your opportunity. Amazon's in on a lot of books, folks. They sell that's where they started with Bezos, and supposedly in his garage selling books. Amazon started out as a bookseller before they advanced into everything else. So they claim they share the buy box, but if you look at things like Keepa, I looked at a book the other day at Amazon in exchange for doubling the fees on books, so they would share the buy box. They only maintain the buy box on this book 97% of the time. So for a precious 3% of the time, they are charging everybody twice the fees on books. But if you sell it if you've got a new book and you want to compete against Amazon, and they're in the buy box like that, if you sell it like new and take 90% of the price, you'll be amazed how many books you sell. If I had a book, even if it was new, and I was going against Amazon, who was, if you look at Keepa and they're never out, or they've been in a long time, I would list this book as like new at 90% of the price, not put my repricer on it, and it will sell uh, fairly quickly, depending on the rank, of course, and how popular the book is. But your chances of selling that book are much greater as a like new, with and competing with Amazon than trying to go new and toe to toe with Amazon.
Another thing about books and Amazon is a lot of times you're gated in them, especially textbooks. And so you're going to have to find other creative means of selling them. eBay is a good option a lot of times, but a lot of times eBay, it could be $100 book and eBay selling it for $20. So go to your buyback companies and check what they're paying for them, because a lot of times I've noticed that it's higher than you can get even on eBay, but less than Amazon. But if you're gated in them, it's a great way to sell books. Bookscouter.com is where you can find all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Scout IQ is they have one of the book scouters right in it, so you can look it up.
I have a box of books out there. I paid $1 a piece at a yard sale, and there's 6 books in there. $53 going off the books to I forget which company, Textbook Rush or one of those, but it doesn't cost me postage that way. I mean, it's super easy to send books to them. They pay for all the postage and everything. That particular company uses FedEx, so I got to take it to like Dollar General or something and drop it off, but super easy. And I don't have to worry about being ungated. I don't have to worry about somebody buying it. It's sold the minute I pick it up, basically, because I'm sending it to that textbook company. And it's not just textbooks either. They'll buy I found a cookbook in the bins the one day, and that cookbook was going for $100, but the cover was falling off, so I left it. But check them all. Your regular novels and stuff don't tend to sell well, but there are a few. Try bookscouter.com. It gives you all the companies, and then you can choose which one to send it to. Watch the ratings, though.
So are you starting to list those belts now?
Yeah. It's time.
Those are great replenishable item. It's actually a little past time in most places, but it's a great replenishable item, and I buy them, or was buying them at like Lowe's and places like that when they go on clearance at the end of the year, at the end of the season.
He bought these bulk in an auction. It's amazing.
Yeah, or you can do it that way. Yeah, it's probably a better way, but
so many
they
people
clearance them way they clearance them way low at Lowe's though at the end of the season.
So many people overlook items like this, and these are great sellers on easy to list. People are looking for specific, they're looking for the specific one made for their lawnmower.
You'd be surprised. Some of them go for $20, $30, $40. It's crazy. Those are usually an Amazon item for me, but you can sell them on eBay just as good.
Yeah, I think a lot of the ones I've got are for older mowers, so I may be long tail on a bunch of these.
That actually might be better though, Todd, because people aren't able to find them as easily, and
that's true.
Although they keep the belt sizes pretty much regular, pretty similar.
I mean, it is pretty ironic that someone will be buying a belt to upgrade their lawnmower from the same person who tried to destroy the environment with a lawnmower.
Right. That was an advertisement of. It was just some sort of creative advertising that he was doing because he knew this was coming. That's what it is. Yeah, I buy belts. I buy them at yard sales. I buy them all over the place. Those are a good seller. I wish I could find an auction pallet full of them somewhere.
What time is it? 9:25. I'm not gonna be able to entertain y'all for 30 minutes. If y'all don't give me a topic, I'll eat breakfast early.
I gotta get my tires put on today or pretty soon. It's amazing what 40,000 miles does to a set of brand new tires.
We
You
can
know, the factory tires.
We can always talk about my ideas on justice reform and those kind of things.
It's been a great show, guys. We'll see you next week.
Breitbart reported on Anthony Michael Corrado, 34 years old. He allegedly asked a housekeeper to clean up the crime scene. What crime scene, might you ask? He went to his grandmother's house and bludgeoned her to death and wrapped her in a tarp with a hammer. And when the housekeeper came around, he said, do you mind cleaning that up? She said, let me go outside to the car and get some cleaning materials. I'll be right back. And she went
she didn't come back.
Car. By the time they could get back over there, old boy's grandfather had come back from the store and he had hit and put him in a coma with a hammer. This is simple, folks. You walk up on a scene and
how does that conversation work?
There's a dude who is at his grandparents' house who have a restraining order against him. He has violated a restraining order against his grandparents, and he has killed grandma and put grandpa in the hospital. He might be dead by now. So this happened in the last few days. You got 1 week. You got 1 week to try him. He should swing the next week. I don't care if he's got mental issues. I don't care if he's harboring ill will against grandma and grandpa. You know, we don't need this kind of, he has voided his right to live, and he should swing within a week. Maybe I'll give you 2 weeks, 14 days. He should swing. Right in front of the courthouse, on the gallows. Just, I'll pull the hammer if you need me to. It don't matter to me.
I can't imagine the conversation that you have with your housekeeper. By the way, I just killed grandma. Can you take care of that for me? I'm going to go kill grandpa.
So evidently she didn't know what it was, and so she rolled the tarp over to find grandma because she said she could hear her struggling. He had a bag, a Ziploc bag over grandma's head, and she was still alive. And he told the housekeeper, don't take that off her head because it's going to make a bloody mess.
If you don't want to work any harder, please leave the plastic bag on grandma's head. You're going to make a mess. And I bet you he did it calmly too. I bet you it wasn't like,
we shouldn't be charged $35,000 a year to keep this dude alive while they try to figure out what he did. And if somebody didn't tell him that his little pee-pee meant he was a girl or a boy or none of that crazy shit, he should just swing and be done with it. Nothing good comes of that.
I think it's this one. Yeah, it's kind of like Hunter taking the laptop in for a repair, but it's a little more bold than that even.
When you've got
a lot more bold.
When you've got that much money.
Criminals aren't the smartest people in the world. I mean, that's why they're criminals.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
How many criminals get busted for speeding? Drive normally. That's all you got to do.
I was watching I think it was a video yesterday. They chased this young black man. They went to pull him over because he was running 97. At some point, he was running 115. They cut terminated the pursuit for safety because he kept going in the opposite lane and going head on. Well, they ended up picking it back up when he got out of town or whatever. And when they chased him, this moron drove off into a muddy field in his mama's Honda Accord and got it stuck. And so he goes and runs and hides. They find him with a dog. And why didn't he had an ankle bracelet on. He's currently in the process of he has 4 charges that they're going to court for. They're all felonies. He claims he didn't stop because he didn't have his driver's license and he was scared. And then he was scared of what his mama would say, what his mama was do. He totaled his mama's car What do you think Mama's going to say now? Not only did you run from the police and you got 4 more felonies, and you totaled her car. I mean,
I watched one this morning that was similar. The guy's out on bond, and he has one of those vapes with marijuana in it, and that's why he ran, because that was a simple offense like that.
and they said the cops like, why? Asked him, why'd you run? Why'd you run? He said it was a $200 ticket, and you would have been. The worst would happen if somebody if your license, they didn't say if it was revoked or not. They just say he didn't have the license with him. Even if he didn't have it with it, if they can prove that it's still a valid license, they don't let you drive away from that. They'd have given you the ticket and let you drive away from speeding, aggravated speeding.
Yeah, you just bring your license into the police station, show it to them when you get home. I've done that before.
I mean, I was scared. That's a problem whenever you force this kind of media.
Some of that is part of society's fault, because we've taught certain people to be scared of police.
This ain't the 30s or the 40s whenever you were in the middle of nowhere in Mississippi that you could wind up gone. Those days are gone.
I suppose there are probably some instances.
Body cameras make these things, and cameras on everything, also, but Beard, if you took a video with your phone, they could just destroy your phone. If you take a video with that iPhone, it uploads it to the cloud while it's doing it. I mean, stuff is not lost anymore. Yeah, it's easy to, video and have evidence, and there's not, if you're speeding and you're done something wrong, the excuse of I'm scared is getting.
But the thing is, all you had to do is obey the traffic laws, and you get away with this shit. But none of them do.
How many people are running drugs and stuff get caught because they're speeding?
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're so stupid. Drive right.
They put 2 tons in a damn Malibu and wonder why the cops think it's suspicious when it's riding like this down the road.
Where I live is a major drug corridor because we're
that's a good one.
Interstate 90, because we're on the way to Buffalo, on the way to Pittsburgh, so 90 and 79 on the way to Cleveland. So the drugs get run, and you wouldn't believe how many people get pulled over and stopped out here because they're breaking the law. Not the drugs, they're speeding down the interstate at 100 miles an hour. Well, stop speeding, and you're going to get away with it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing on your reselling business. So yesterday, I'm looking at an account. I guess I'll never be an affiliate for these folks, so let's pull them up. All kinds of violations of eBay policy. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there. I can find it this way. Wait till you see this listing. It's by a company called Patco Group, and I've bought quite a bit of things from them because they have good prices on paper tape. They're probably gonna block me after this one if they ever see this video. All right, let's see. It's the easiest way to do is to filter this. See other items, filter by price, because I need the dollar one. Shipping plus lowest first. It's not there anymore.
Wait, hold on. I have that sound effect somewhere.
You know why it's not there? They had more than one, so here we go. Let's StreamYard this. StreamYard, share, present. Share screen. Okay, so what's wrong with this listing here? Y'all can see the listing?
$1.
Better pack replacement parts. We will be any price on parts, $1. So we go down here. Welcome to the Patco store. I'm offering a super deal for all eBayers. The machines you see in the pictures are not for sale. This is
Violation number 1.
This is a listing for replacement parts for this particular machine displayed. Read below. So not only do they not have that what they're showing you in the picture is not for sale, they are there's nothing for sale for this listing. This is an advertisement. You don't have an item listed. You don't have anything. This is
In fact, there's nothing for sale in the entire listing because if you keep reading,
this is a complete total bullshit. Wendy, you're a stupid cunt. Thank you, Wendy.
Wendy needs.
She needs to be retrained.
And here, well, go back down. So Patco Group, 100% positive feedback, 19,000 items sold. They know better.
This is a major seller that knows better or should know better. We do business New York style. So what does that mean? That you ramrod every conservative and you hate the former president? Is that what that means? You do it New York style?
I'm guessing not, but
I mean, we stock replacement parts in our 2 locations. This is complete and total horseshit.
So what they're trying to do is get you to message them to buy a part.
They are not that they are wanting you to contact them off of eBay.
Right, exactly.
Or
it'll be outside. So how do you? There's no contact information there, so you got to use the eBay messaging system. How are they still around?
I will make a custom listing and email you a link and refund you the $1. So
That's
you can't do that either. You can't put something for sale and then refund it.
So they're using eBay.
Instead of listing the parts individually, this is the way they've done it.
I wonder how long they've been doing this. Is there a date that listing started? Can you tell that? I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Last updated October 28th, 2022.
So at least
that was
6 or 8
when
months.
Updated.
Yeah, updated.
And does it carry over to this tab? Are y'all still seeing the other one?
I just see the same.
All right, let's
$1 ad.
StreamYard, stop sharing. Present.
That breaks just about every rule there is on eBay right there.
You say, but Beard, maybe it's an accident. Maybe they're good people.
That's not an accident.
So here it is for service for 99 cents. That is a violation. There's another one. Free tech support line. Pay the $1. That is a violation. That is a violation. That is a violation.
Just as easy for them to list individual parts.
They're trying to advertise their service on eBay. So eBay, they're trying to sell their service for working on these machines on eBay. It's not a service. You can't do that because eBay doesn't get their cut. You're directing them off the site. I just stumbled across this yesterday. So do the right thing. Wendy has triggered the beard. Yes, Wendy has.
Eventually, eBay will catch on to that. Somebody will report them, and they could lose their entire store and they sell a lot of shit. I mean, 19,000 things isn't a small amount.
If I cared enough, I would call concierges and report it in person.
I don't care to report it because it's not hurting my sales any because I don't sell that shit. However, if I was a competitor, I might think about it, Oh
yeah, if you were Handy Andy selling these things.
Yeah. I'm not suggesting anybody do that, but if somebody were to do that.
So I have adventures in Florida, picking and reselling. I don't travel like I used to. The older I get, and with Johnny with health issues, it's not the same anymore. So I spend more of the time in, a day or two trips at most in the 3 to 4 hours around the house. Focus on a lot
You
more
can
used items versus new items and sell more creative ways to find to to find to find more at what I'm doing. So at yard sales, doing local sales here, makes up for not going places.
depending on how you source, day trips can be as profitable or even more than traveling all over the country.
I mean, that's 19,000 feedback, folks. You would think, hey, that's just somebody. They didn't do this by accident. They should know that all.
They do know. They do know.
And obviously they don't care because they've done it 5 or 6 times. There's no consequences for their actions. Yeah.
The Mad Snapper says they've been denied for ungating in Star Wars and Hot Wheels. No way they check the invoices FS. They have AI that's looking at them. I guarantee it. And if there's certain elements missing, that AI will pick it out. Like your phone number, for example, or your address is wrong or something like that. So double check everything is correct on those invoices. Submit them again.
Send them in at midnight where you might get a foreigner. That used to be a good thing. I don't know if that's
Used
still
to be, but it's probably 90. I would guess it's 90% AI anymore because they can, And are you using, the proper type of invoice? Make sure you have the proper invoices. And Entertainment Earth will give you a proper invoice. Yes.
I'm trying to sell off some of the stuff I bought. Y'all see, I've got a few things here.
I've used Empire Discount. I've mentioned Empire Discount earlier in the show. That one, they give you a proper invoice.
Yeah, the other side of the building, I can't even walk through an out. It's so bad. See, I need to get rid of some of this stuff.
eBay, Walmart, and Target probably aren't giving you proper invoices. Those are more receipts. EE will work. Hasbro itself might work. I don't know. I've never bought straight from Hasbro. I don't think you can. You might be able to. I don't know.
I don't have any idea. Oops. I shouldn't have gone to that tab.
That's for ungating. eBay, Walmart, Target. Even those are not going to work for ungating because that's just a receipt. Or you get an invoice of sorts from eBay, but it's not a proper invoice. That is also correct. Lag says make sure you're on a wholesale account because you can buy from EE from as a customer.
It just makes you wonder as they've shut down some accounts here the last, regatings and stuff, if they have gotten stricter on what they'll accept instead. Because they've got to the point now where they'll accept pretty much any online invoice / receipt because any website you can almost use to get through. I wonder if they are going and reeling that in and making it where it's a little more difficult now.
Well, we got a lot of these people, giving away all the secrets of where to buy things, and it's probably overwhelming. Overwhelming the system. Too many sellers, too many shit sellers on these. So now they got to reel it back in. It used to be really extremely hard to find out where people were getting things. Everybody knew about EE, but nobody knew about the rest of them. Now everywhere you turn, people are talking, oh, I got it here and here. Well, that screws shit up. And so now everybody's, selling. You get a lot more shit sellers that way. You can be creative too. You don't have to buy from a wholesaler necessarily. You just have to have a good invoice. We got really creative thanks to the help of somebody else on the Squishmallows, in fact. I won't never give it out, but it was a creative way to do it, and we did it, and it worked. And
Better late than never. You can start now. Right.
Well, we're just about finished now. That's the problem.
Yes. It's
So
too close to making us stuffle.
for the Mad Snapper, go back, review Amazon's requirements for an invoice, make sure all those elements are on that invoice, and send it back in.
Right, right. Well, you can watch the show from the beginning, Mike. It's not like I'm gonna delete this sucker. Let's see if YouTube's put me on.
It's very, very little political talk in this one. Thank God.
Yeah, very little.
Speaking of the debt
Is it
ceiling,
already?
I I had to try to limit it because no, I'm just not even gonna say it. Yeah, no, I don't have any restrictions yet, so that's good. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You know, God forbid someone can't articulate their position for what they believe, other than, can you tell me one thing that Trump's done that you disagree with? I hate him. I hate him.
Wow.
Well, what has Biden done? He's not Trump. There you go. And if you're that person,
I was
probably,
talking to a friend. I was
that's not
talking to a friend the other day. A friend who is not a conservative. He used to be more liberal. Now he's starting to identify as a libertarian. But even he said, "Man, this is a railroad job." You know, this whole, especially that rape trial and all that stuff. And it absolutely is the whole shebang. You know, but we don't need to go there.
yeah, we're not. It's the country that we've known for forever is dying very quickly. Justice is out the window. It is selective. Uh, the the one person that the district attorney in most cities and counties has so much unbridled power by the ability to charge and not charge. That's it's just, when they are now corrupt. It's, and you've got judges that are corrupt. Look at what they just did in Arizona to Katie Hobbs. I'm not, yeah, Katie Hobbs. What a bitch. Uh, so, don't know if she's supposed to. What's her name? Supposed to announce whether she's going to appeal that decision or not. But when you bring a case and they hold it to a standard that's not there, these activist judges, you've got activist DAs. When you can campaign on the fact that you're going to get Trump, that's your number one thing, and that's your number one reason for being there is because they are paying you to say this, that, and people are stupid enough to go, okay, that's a good idea. I hate him so much because you've told me to hate him. Because he had the nerve to run against the Democrats. That's all he did, folks. Look in the 80s and 90s and all the awards and all these people who, it makes you understand that you only think you know people. You think, well, that's probably a pretty good person, even though they're on TV. They suck. If they will treat people this way, the cult of Hollywood.
It's a big one.
They're not even hiding their look at these award shows and everything else that they got the devil and everything on. They're not even hiding their love for Satan. It's awful. Awful, awful. What state is that? State shows 85% of what are you talking about?
Yeah, the state of confusion, maybe. I think conservatives still make up the biggest part
The
of the
problem is,
nation.
as
Getting them
you
out
grow
to vote is
older,
a different story.
as you grow older, you grow into conservatism. So just because some die off doesn't mean the next group of whatever are actually coming to their senses. It's generally what happens.
You do tend to go a little more conservative with age,
Yes,
even if you weren't most of your life. You tend to go that way. Oh, stats. Stats. Whatever. Yeah, stats. Stats are always right.
that's right. They're always right.
Sure.
Just like they're right about all the ones coming across the border and all the Cubans and everything else. And we're going to let them in. They're going to vote Democrat. They are a very conservative people.
Yep.
Look what happened to Florida. They thought that was a good idea, and now the strongest conservative base in Florida is the Latino base.
If you break it down issue by issue, I guarantee you more people are conservative than liberal. If you break it down issue by issue, people identify as liberal until you break it down, or people identify as conservative until you break it down.
The problem is most people are a little of both. Most people they want to be liberal in public policy and helping people because generally people are very good people. And so they don't want somebody to be left behind due to any circumstances that are out of their control. So people generally fall on the liberal side of public policy when it's helping people and those kind of programs. But then conservative when it comes to everything else. And there's a fight there because if you're on the conservative side, you try to figure out how to pay for all these policies that you advocate for. it's a
I disagree to a part that the next generation is not conservative. I know a lot of young people. You could look at it, what you see on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and the news, and say, "Oh my God, it's all liberals," and it's not. It really isn't. I think there's a lot more young people who are conservatives.
When do you show, because they're constantly being beaten down, when do you show the regular people?
In my day-to-day life, I guarantee most people I run into lean more towards the right than they do the left. Now, there's a lot of left-leaning people. I run into them every day, but I think deep down inside, if you look at it really, we're a pretty wholesome country mentally, not always outwardly though.
All right. As you're blue, you have to stay strapped because I don't go anywhere. And that's the one good thing about dropping this weight is it's much easier to conceal carry whenever you're not dealing with extra poundage on your side or anywhere. The guns hide nicer and they don't cut into you. This is awesome. That little Glock 43 of mine is damn near disappears. It's so small now.
I could probably hide it into this one of my fat rolls. It'd be all right. Okay. My fat problem right now is belt buckles. Oh my God, they're the enemy.
Well, start wearing our suspenders.
I considered it.
You live in Ohio. That's the land of suspenders, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depending on which part of Ohio you're in.
It's the jump to light speed. I made the switch.
I'd rather just lose the weight, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I deal with this pain of this stupid belt buckle every day, it reminds me, okay, this is why I've got to do it.
You come and see me, buddy?
Yeah, that sharp edge of the buckle kind of digs into the old roll.
And then someone you say
it's not mine's not even sharp. It's just the way that
And this somebody came to say hello to you. What's up, buddy? PB gonna tell everybody hello?
If Tom's asking me how close I am to Indiana, I'm all the way on the other side of the state. I'm on the PA state line pretty much.
Where are you trying to go, Phoebes? You gotta show everybody your hair. The rooster head.
Rock star. The rock dog.
Seven Prickles. Hey, come here. Come here, you little fluffy window. Come here. Everybody really wants to see you, Fluffy. You tell everybody, I'm crazy as hell. I'm crazy as hell. You're a wet boy. Ugh. You smell like a wet puppy dog. Have you been laying on top of your mama? Yeah. All right. Say goodbye so I can say goodbye. What do you think? Show them how long your tongue is. Yawn again. All right, you think? Yeah, Phoebe left, so he was ready to go. But really, look at what you look at what you list. Look at what you buy. It's amazing. Get out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone is where your dreams and things go to die. You've got to constantly be learning. And really, in the reselling game, it's learning about new products, new platforms, new procedures, new things. And the biggest thing can help you is sell different. If stuff you're not selling, if it's not selling right now, try different stuff. You'd be amazed.
I've always said the secret to online sales success is there is no secret. Just sell stuff people want, just like you said at the beginning of the show. That's it.
So I guess, Carol, I should admit now that I have two Glocks, the 43 and the 19X. There is a difference in size. I tried carrying the 19X last night, but man, that's a big gun. But you get lots of shots. All right, roll tide.
Sweetwater out.
Later.